First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Lady!
Yeah, right there, 54 Mike. Who that? Who that?
Now the former Terrapin, this is Ty Johnson. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Watch the run, watch the run.
Hey, 5-0! Hey, Charlie!
Looking to throw on second down. Stafford going for the deep ball. That's caught at the 25. It's a big play there for the Lions. 53 yards. The defense, they weren't fooled on that post route. They just couldn't make the play.
And the offense definitely tried to fool them because you saw the other route combinations, didn't you? Anything that they were running trying to draw attention away from the deep part of the field, but still had it covered, yet they were able to come up with a nice play.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of... And it brings up second down.
At the 22-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up second and 8 at the 22-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's second and 8.
Too little, check.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Hey, Steve 6. Steve 6.
From the gun on third down, Stafford. Johnson's got it complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Lions take it right down and score on the opening drive. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. So Brees going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now Brees. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on 2nd down. Charles, already trailing by a touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Throwing now is Brees. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
But when you're going up against a talented receiver like that, you just know that they're going to bring more people to him, right? They're going to double cover him every chance they get.
I think that is what we're going to see all game long. An early taste of that double, maybe even sometimes triple coverage we might see.
Yeah, I think what they're counting on, his talent to sometimes beat that double coverage.
Boy, some big runs here, Charles, already in this first quarter.
Yeah, if the lanes are there, go ahead and exploit them. But what I like the most, how decisive he is, putting his foot in the ground and going.
Into the red zone, it's Brees. That's to his running back, it's Alvin Kamara. And he is into the end zone, touchdown New Orleans. A 14-yard touchdown as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. It seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting back to...
And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Marcus Davenport in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Watch 36. 36.
Hey. Zero.
I got you, son. Mike, 36. Mike.
Hey, Orbit.
Heavy on the
Throwing is Stafford. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for third down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
To throw is Stafford. This is Johnson. He's got it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Rocket set. 280.
Here we go, here we go. SOS, SOS, SOS. SOS.
They'll run on first down. Johnson.
Safety screen.
A gain of 3, second down.
Set. 280.
It's easy work, and it's coming again. Big air, big air, big air. Whip, 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 whip. Watch the whip.
These two teams all tied after one.
With the score tied 7-7.
Set. Get a 20. Easy alert.
Check, check.
Set up.
Watch 36. 36 to Mike. Get your swerve on.
Hey, easy. Hey, Delta.
36.
40 gun. 40 gun.
From the 44, Stafford. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Hey, box truck.
Watch 36. 36 to Mike. It's a party now.
Throwing on third down, Stafford. And that is incomplete. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, only thing larger than his name is wingspan as he knocks that one away.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown. Now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Agnew. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. He violated a big-time no-no in throwing that pick. Rolling right, throwing across his body.
And you know that your dad taught you that in the backyard when you were a tyke. Don't do it. The problem, every now and then you get away with it. This time, not the case.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 33-yard line.
He goes set. 180.
36. We don't want this.
After the run, now Stafford going to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, partner, I do know this. If you're a defensive back, you have more chances to make a team now than ever because people are using 5 defensive backs, 6 defensive back packages. Not exclusively, but way more than before. That was a nickel package there, and what a pickoff.
Why is that? Why are they using that more?
Because more people are throwing the ball on earlier downs than ever before. This has become a passing league, and because of that, more defensive backs on the field on most plays.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Let's go, P. Big series right here. We got to step it up.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit. Well, CD, a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Hey. 4 down.
On the ground, this is Johnson. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this game, has got to be priority one.
Bandit. Watch 36.
Echo.
Double. Mike, 36. Mike.
Hey.
On 2nd and 9, Stafford completing it here to Marvin Jones. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Well, that's good for a first down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
3 buzz.
Out of the gun, Stafford. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Marcus Davenport able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21.
36. Move. Watch the curl.
Now it's Stafford. He's going to look deep down the field. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. The shotgun snap for Stafford. And he'll find Hall. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or two short, and it's 4th down. It would be a very makeable field goal try from here, but instead they're going to go for it.
And we're pretty quick. Mike's 54. Mike's 54.
Here we go with Johnson. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. Well, they deemed it 4-down territory, and they got 4 yards to pick up the first. We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful divisional round weekend. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the Saints' 19-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
21. Hey, Haywood.
Stafford. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Cameron Jordan wreaking havoc with a sack. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
To throw on third down. Stafford. It's caught. Jones. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up first and goal.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship.
They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. It's second and goal back to the 8-yard line now.
Middle.
Five. 36.
Oh, you got deep?
Watch 36. 36 to Mike.
Stafford now to throw. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. They need to reverse the trend. The last two plays have gone backwards. Now it's third and goal.
Double right. Bravo.
What you got, Maggie? Give me some. Here we go.
From the gun, here's Stafford. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. The linebacker, Demario Davis, got a hand in to break that one up.
Brings up fourth down and goal.
So on fourth down, the Lions turn it over to Matt Prater for the field goal try.
A 29-yard attempt.
And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Ready.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC divisional round matchup. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
So Brees going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Ready? 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now they'll try the jet sweep here. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That was a particularly nice play because not only was it his job to force the play inside, he was actually able to fold inside himself and make the tackle ultimately. Very nicely done.
Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Now Breeze. Looking for Sanders, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Stafford. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Golladay. Well, that's good for a 1st down. Here's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
36. Hey, defense, let's go.
Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Watch 36. 36 to Mike.
Throwing on 2nd down. Stafford nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Jordan, his 2nd sack of the night.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
From the 50, Stafford. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Here's Sam Martin now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. This is away, and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Kamara. And he'll take this one up to about the 13. The tackle made there by Jared Davis.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on 1st down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Again, it's Kamara. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
And oh, look at that, a diving catch.
I know at retirement ceremonies a rocking chair is often one of the major gifts, but don't give this guy one just yet. He may be plus 30, but my goodness, how about that effort?
Yeah, he's not that old. Hey, I'm on the wrong side of 32.
You okay? You feeling all right?
I'll be all right.
Okay, good.
I just need some chocolate and a box of tissues. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Jared Davis. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 47-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. We have not seen much on offense from either side these last few drives. It has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Ty Johnson, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Lions are going to jump back in front. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Extra point good by Prater. And it's now 17-14. And after the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach has walked.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 42 yards.
That's just flat out a beautiful throw right there.
It was a rope. That's maybe the speed you would see on a slant, but he threw that downfield with that kind of pace.
Now, if he throws that one with any type of arc, puts a little air under it, that play doesn't happen. He had to fire it in there, and he did exactly that.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 14 yards is the pickup. 1st down, New Orleans. 1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Breeze now to throw. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Will Harris. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, I don't think we'll have to look very hard to find our play of the game. That was an absolutely monstrous big play right there. Backs to the wall. The offense has it in the red zone, driving for the winning score. And he says, not on my watch. And that is one happy bunch on the sidelines.
And all the way down to the 39. A big run there by Johnson. 51 yards on the ground. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Give them maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold them to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run.
Hey, 54. Hey, seam 6. Seam 6.
36 to Mike. I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you.
On 2nd and 9, Stafford. And his throw's going to be incomplete. They were looking for Johnson that time, and it's 3rd down. Now, those two have hooked up for a touchdown once already in this game, that time unable to find the completion.
Yeah, it just appeared they wanted to get him out into open space and try and get him the football. As you mentioned, unable to connect.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
High 7. And let's pin the mirrors back and go full.
From the gun, Stafford. And the catch made by Johnson. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 28. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
Stafford now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Now Johnson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Running from the gun, Johnson. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
Well, partner, Marvin, our #1 stats guy, just handed me a little card that says he has 97 yards on the ground today. You think he's going to get the ball again?
I think so. 3 away from that century mark, got to have it.
Yeah, and I think what they're going to call is one of his favorite runs, whatever he feels comfortable with, and what the offensive line has executed well today to try and get him over 100 yards.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down.
Take 4.
Johnson. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go. Now Stafford, and he has his receiver. That's Jones. Lions touchdown.
Good job.
Marvin Jones there to make the grab. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Prater on to add the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. It's a short kick, taken at the 15. Oh, able to avoid him. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 29-yard
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They go play action here on first down. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They go back to Murray on first down. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 10 yards, good for his Saints first down. Now a play fake here on first down. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. It'll be a Saints first down on a gain of 16 yards. Whether it's a touchdown or a field goal, whatever it is, they need to score quickly here on first down. That's caught. It's Thomas. 16 yards, a little deja vu from the previous play where they got 16. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
Now they'll run. Murray. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. A 3-yard touchdown run, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Lutz good on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So they got their touchdown, now down a field goal. Here comes the onside kick. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are. They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining.
22-yard line.
Set. 180.
54 Mike. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Shit.
On second down, Johnson looking for a seam but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game. And for the Saints here on third down, an extra defensive back on the field.
Here we go.
Go.
Line 36. You ain't going nowhere. Watch 36. 36.
Stafford. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And got his man complete. That's a gain of nearly 40 yards on third and medium to pick up the first.
And the key number on that play, 3. Third play of the drive, third down, spectacular catch, turns into a first down.
First down saves them from a 3-and-out. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll run it with Johnson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. They go down to a knee, and with that, they're off to the NFC title game.
It's a loss of a yard, bringing up 3rd and 12.
He goes, tap! Got 80!
Well, one side moves on, and then, of course, there's the other side, and now they face what they don't want to face, and that's the offseason.